Well, the first time most of us will see it is 2 Corinthians 5:10. By the way, all of you that have traveled know that this is the Bema. This is the city of Corinth that this picture is taken in. This is the Acrocorinthus. This is where the horrible temple of immorality was on the top of the Acrocorinthus. It's exactly 1,000 steps down to here, and that's where the temple prostitutes came, and everything in the whole epistle of 1 Corinthians is all based on this. This is the agora. This is the center of Corinth, where Paul spent a year and a half, where he wrote 4 letters from there and 2 letters to there. So most of Paul's writing ministry was right here. This is the center of his appeal to Christians. He said, are you learning how to get ready for the greatest day of your life? The greatest day of your life is when you go to what I just described, and you get to stand there for the first time and see the throne of God, see the majesty on high, see the river of fire, see the burning ones standing around, see the 24 representatives of all the redeemed, see those millions of angels ministering, and then see hundreds of millions like a wall of white all the way around you. And then all of a sudden you realize, oh, what does 2 Corinthians 5:10 says? It says, for we must all appear. The Greek word there in verse 10 is phanerotheni. Boy, that's a mouthful. Do you know what phanerotheni means? It doesn't mean to show up like some people do. Show up with, you can tell they haven't taken a shower, they're rumpled, they still got their collar in, they're half tucked in, and they just weren't even ready to be there. It's not like that. We have an appointment, each of us, to phanerotheni in front of God. You stand in front of God, and the word phanerotheni means everyone is going to get to see what you were. It's one of those moments. Have you ever taken a picture where half the people get behind everybody else? You ever notice that? You take a picture and they're like this. They don't want to be in the picture. There's something they don't like what they look like, or they don't want to be in the picture, or they don't want you to post it or whatever. And so people are always avoiding. Nobody likes the spotlight except for a few, and they're the entertainer types or whatever they are. But all of us are going to get to stand in front of the Bema. That's the word Paul uses, the judgment seat of Christ. It's the greatest moment in our life. And we're going to get to present to him what we were. In that moment, we appear before the judgment seat of Christ that each one may receive the things done in his body. So it's totally connected to what you do with your body. So I'd be very careful what you do with your body, because everything about eternity is what you do in your body and in your spirit, which belongs to God. According to what you've done, whether it be good, oh boy, is that the hard word. Talk about a project. What is bad? How can there be anything bad? There's nothing bad in heaven. It's all excluded. How are we going to have bad stuff in front of the throne? It's not the word bad, kakos. Actually, it's the word phaulon. Very interesting word. Phaulon is translated outside of this passage to mean good for nothingness, kind of like a swirl of steam or a swirl of dust. When you see a dust devil, they call them, they go down the street, just blowing. You know what all of them have in common? They're there for a moment and it's gone. So it wasn't bad, it's just transient nothingness. Everything in our life is either eternal or phaulon. Eternal, God's word, prayer, meditation, evangelism, worship, serving God, walking in the Spirit, energized by grace, living for him, fellowshipping, ministering our gifts, doing a good job, whether therefore you eat or drink or work in the dining hall or whatever you do all, how you drive, all of that is just all good. What's the bad part? I would say the home shopping network. You know all those 60, 70-year-old people that spend their entire day looking at the home shopping network and buying stuff they don't need with money they don't have, and they don't like it when they get it. Or how about sports? Sports is great. Are you doing it to lose weight and keep coordinated and be fit for the Lord? Or are you doing it because you're obsessed, you want to be seen, or you're addicted and you just can't stop watching it? How many people know more about their sports team or their singers than they know about the prophets of God? Now, that's not sin, but it's worthless. And see, that's what's going to show up in that moment